And
She just got her
somebody
iPhone
has to
on.
get her away from us.
Okay, Pat, you guys, are you staying in the court?
No, we're trying to go out.
We're trying to get out.
I'm just gonna...
I wasn't blocking their way. I'm just trying to ask them some questions about the Bar Bench Media Police Committee. Apparently they feel that's an escortable question. And we'll happily just keep walking, asking our questions as we walk. You do understand the right of reporters to ask questions about matters of public interest. And the fact that lawyers, judges, police officers, and only invited reporters were meeting in secret, off record, at taxpayer expense is a matter of public interest. Thank you.
We appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you. About the appearance of judges meeting in secret with reporters from the San Jose Mercury and NBC News while you are claiming that you had cases in front of Judge Towery, who chaired that commission. He chaired that commission from 2014 to 2023. Go ahead.
This is Susan Bassi, and we recently uncovered some records that revealed a secret bench bar media police committee in Santa Clara County, which is in the heart of Silicon Valley. This committee was a group of judges, lawyers, reporters, and police officers, and they met in secret for over 30 years. And when they did, they created conflicts of interest that tainted trials, tarnished headlines, and stole justice from people who didn't know about those conflicts. We're looking now at how those legal outcomes may have been affected by the conflicts created in this secret committee, a committee that the lawyers and judges don't seem to want to talk about, but we're going to continue to do so.
So I'm at the Court of Appeal in San Jose, California, and I'm going to show you what it's like to cover the Court of Appeal as a litigant, a journalist, and a court watcher.
This is the 6th District Court of Appeal in San Jose, California. They handle cases from the trial court involving criminal cases, civil cases, and even family law cases involving divorce and custody. When you have a dispute with the judge and don't think that they have followed the law or that the jury has made an error, this is the court where you come to correct any errors that might exist in your lawsuit. It takes a great deal of time and expense to get to the Court of Appeal, and fewer than 1% of the lawsuits that are ever filed ever make it to the Court of Appeal to review what happened in their cases.
This is the 10th floor, and this side, one side is the Court of Appeal, and one side is mediation for the Court of Appeal, which nobody seems really interested in doing. So we're going to the Court of Appeal. And I'm shooting a little quick video at the 6th District Court of Appeal in San Jose, California. And we have some new judges since the last time I was here. This is Justice Wilson. He comes from, I believe, Alameda County. This is Justice Cynthia Lee. She was previously a family court judge in Santa Clara County. This is Justice Allison Danner. Her father-in-law was a judge in Santa Clara County and a member of the Bar Bench Media Police Committee. This is Justice Grover. We're looking at a number of her cases. And we're also looking at Justice Manukian. Her husband is a trial court judge in Santa Clara County. He ruled in a number of criminal cases and is now in civil cases handling some real estate. And they have been active members of the Bar Bench Media Police Committee. This is Justice Mary Greenwood, and she is married to a federal court judge, Davila, who recently ruled in the Theranos case.
This is the security area for the Court of Appeal. You must pass through here in order to go into the area where oral argument is heard by the judges. And yet, local rules now prohibit litigants and members of the public from attending those oral arguments, and if you want to watch it, you have to do it virtually or sit in this room with the Highway Patrol and watch it on the screen in this lobby.
I believe, I'll check with...
Got an ADA accommodation?
Let's see if I can get you a little louder.
Oh, where'd my glasses? Did I not? Did I leave my glasses?
Sorry about that. Thank you. Go ahead. Is it Mr. Evans? Yes. Please proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Before I turn to the issues in the case, I want to attend to a housekeeping matter. which is yesterday the appellant filed a second motion coram vobis with respect to the Honorable James E. Towery, who was the all-purpose judge on this case in 2017 and 2018.
Before Jim Towery was a judge, he was employed with the State Bar of California and charged with protecting the public from bad attorneys. One of those attorneys was Thomas Giardi, who has quite a reputation and has been recently disbarred, bankrupted, and is currently involved in a number of lawsuits and criminal prosecutions for stealing money from his clients. When Jim Towery was at the bar, he was required to disclose his financial conflicts of interest, but he didn't do that. He submitted a blank form, and Judge Towery has been equally as secretive about his conflicts of interest, including his financial interests, when he was a superior court judge.
The court is aware from our notice of related case that we filed to disqualify Judge Towery, and we took a writ to this court, case number H050671, which was denied.
From sports to our courts, if you don't follow the rules, you get disqualified, and that applies to judges who don't make their proper disclosures, whether they're a public court judge or a private judge. Disclosing your financial, social, and professional or personal conflicts of interest is required as a matter of law. In exchange for that, these judges get immunity and a broad range of discretion. But sadly, our courts of appeal are not dealing with judges who don't follow the rules.
Since then, we have uncovered new evidence, striking evidence, that we've now placed before this court on another motion coram vobis. The evidence concerns falsification of a transcript that concealed an ex parte communication between Judge Towery, opposing counsel, and the case referee. Decision of the Court Reporter Board of California finding that transcript was indeed falsified.
In California, cameras are not permitted in the trial court, and therefore, in order to get a copy of the legal proceeding, if you wish to pursue an appeal, you must order a transcript and pay for it. And for private parties, this can cost thousands of dollars. The government gets a discount, but still taxpayers must pay for those transcripts. And if a court reporter alters those transcripts, they are altering the legal proceedings. And rarely do we find judges do anything about that, even when they know that the court reporters are committing crimes, because court reporters protect judges and judges protect court reporters.
Also, records pertaining to what's called the Bar Bench Media Police Committee, which has existed under the auspices of the Santa Clara County Superior Court since the late 1980s. And we include their document 2003 membership list, which included Judge Towery, then an attorney, and Mr. Dan Polcrano, who's a local publisher and figured prominently in the appellant's case, and Your Honor, Justice Bamatre Manukian is also on that list. I bring this all up now not to address it.
Which list am I on?
It's a 2003 list of members of the
Bench Bar Media?
Correct.
That was an attorney politely pointing out to the judge that they had a number of conflicts of interest and were involved in the concealment of this Bar Bench Media Police Committee that influenced jurors, tainted trials, and tarnished some of the headlines in the local news, where not all reporters were invited to attend and hear what the judges, prosecutors, and police officers had to say.
Back to Mr. Evans on the appeal. Anything further that you'd like to add?
Yes, Your Honor. It is a shame that all of this work went into this case for so many months and years. And the reason it's a shame is because it never would have happened if Mr. Hales and later Judge Towery, if there had been disclosures as were required to be given. Nobody in their right mind would have agreed to referee Hales if they knew he had all that business with Mr. Baugh. We found 4 cases so far.
Fundamental to our democracy is transparency, and when it comes to our legal system, that includes disclosures for public court judges, private judges, and referees. And when these judges don't make their disclosures, they are running a private club, and the public is not invited. And that makes violations of due process, gross unfairness, and it also violates public trust in our courts and the judges we pay to sit in them.
Hi, wanted to ask you if you happen to know about the Bar Bench Media Police Committee that was running in Santa Clara County for 30 years.
I don't know who you are.
I'm Susan Bassi.
I'm not coming.
I'm asking about the Bar Bench Media Police Committee.
For the last several months, we've been reaching out to attorneys to find out what they know about this secret Bar Bench Media Police Committee. Many attorneys weren't invited. A few were invited a few times, and several were core members of that committee, and they were sitting with judges and police officers who often appeared in cases before them where those attorneys made money. But most of the time we see the reaction like these attorneys, who were all the way down in the lobby from the 10th floor of the Court of Appeal when they decided to claim that I was stalking and harassing them with my questions. They went all the way up to the 10th floor to see if they could get the Highway Patrol to give them an escort for the final 2 feet of the lobby where they were just standing 7 minutes and 37 seconds earlier.
Didn't you just used to work for Robert Tennant? Were you where the Bar Bench Media Police Committee was going on since 1989? What years did you work for Mr. Tennant? Got some friends in there?
I need help.
To be clear, these 2 licensed attorneys went all the way back up to the 10th floor and told this highway patrolman that they needed help from me. 2 attorneys that likely charged their client $500 an hour or more went all the way back up to the 10th floor because they didn't like my questions.
I wasn't blocking their way. I'm just trying to ask them some questions about the Bar Bench Media Police Committee. Apparently they feel that's an escortable question. We'll happily just keep walking, asking our questions as we walk. You do understand the right of reporters to ask questions about matters of public interest. And the fact that lawyers, judges, police officers, and only invited reporters were meeting in secret, off record, at taxpayer expense is a matter of public interest. Thank you. About the appearance of judges meeting in secret with reporters from the San Jose Mercury and NBC News while you are claiming that you had cases in front of Judge Towery, who chaired that commission. He chaired that commission from 2014 to 2023. Go ahead. You have any comment about that? You think that might undo some cases with some due process violations? The fact that these meetings were going on and that the public was unaware, and that it tainted trials, tarnished headlines, and stole justice from a number of litigants only in Santa Clara County. Do you have any comments about that? Sorry? Money from a client, and that appeal gets overturned because of violations of due process and issues that are newsworthy to the public. That's a matter of public interest. Tainted trials, tarnished headlines, stolen justice online in the Davis Vanguard. And your cases and your work at the Court of Appeal, Ms. Tone, are going to be included in that reporting in the Davis Vanguard. This is your opportunity to respond. This is your opportunity to comment. Do you have any comment about the Bar Bench Media Police Committee, where appellate court judges, federal court judges, trial court judges, police officers from the San Jose Police, Los Gatos Police, Los Altos Police, were present in secret meetings with San Jose Mercury reporters, with NBC News reporters. They were influencing the headlines. They were influencing jurors, and they were robbing people of justice as a matter of law and a violation of due process. This is your opportunity to comment. This is evidence that you were provided an opportunity to comment and that you knew. You received a brief yesterday afternoon that you acknowledged you woke up to this morning. Included in that brief is information about the Tainted Trials, Tarnished Headlines, Stolen Justice series online in the Davis Vanguard. It will be appearing in print very shortly. This is your opportunity to comment. Failure to comment is a waiver. It is an objection. Ms. Francine Tone, you are aware that a failure to comment is a waiver of objection. You are now aware of that Bar Bench Media Police Committee. You are the first lawsuit in this county where that issue was raised as a matter of due process and public harm. You are an appellate specialist. You live in Truckee. You practice law throughout the state of California and possibly Nevada.
Thank you.
Your relationship with that Bar Bench Media Police Committee is a matter of public interest. Security guard today. You handled that like a champ. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
What's your name?
Fernando?
Fernando?
Yeah.
Fernando, thank you for your service today.
Nice to meet you.
Officer, what is your name?
Vega?
Officer Vega?
Yeah.
And your California Highway Patrol.
Yes,
How long have you been there?
5 weeks.
Thank you very much for your service today.
Have a good one.